Good morning, class. How are you all? I hope you all are enjoying your classes. Okay, your teachers are trying really hard to give you lessons. Okay, so you should also try hard to revise those lessons. Okay, try to learn the things which I explained. Okay, that is going to help you a lot. So, since you all like stories, so today again we're going to start with a new story. Children, you all are comfortable in your home on some or in somebody else's home. Everybody like their own home, okay? Although you go to your friends' places, you go to your relatives' places, but we are not much comfortable over there for a long time. It is okay for a few hours, but we are not comfortable for a long time, right? Am I right? So here also in this story we're going to talk about the home but we are going to talk about the animals. Okay, in this we are going to talk about two mice and they love their own home. Everybody like their home. Okay, so let's start with the story, and the title of the story is My Home Your Home. So story starts with a question: what may be perfect home for one person may not suit another person at all. Is that true for people as well as for mice? Read the story to find out. Like, if one house is perfect for you, it might not be perfect for your partner or for your friend. Okay? So same way is the case with the mice also. Even mice are comfortable in their own homes. They feel uncomfortable when they go to some other place. So let's see what is there in the story. We are going to start with section 1. Once upon a time, there was a little mouse called Misty. So we are talking about a little mouse called Misty. Its name is Misty. He lived in the country. Children, I have noted down few words over here which are new for you, and you should know the meanings of these words. First word is country. Country means it is an open space out of the city or the town. Okay, the space which is away from the city or out of the city or the town. So that Misty was living in the country. One day he asked a little mouse called Mickey from the city to visit him. He was having one friend, Mickey, who was living in the city, so he invited Mickey to come and stay with him in the country. When Mickey arrived, they sat down for dinner. So when Mickey arrived means when he came to Misty's place, so they both were having dinner now. Misty gave him barley. Barley is sort of a cereal like wheat, rice. Okay, so he served him barley and cauliflower to eat. So Misty served him barley and cauliflower in the dinner. Mickey was surprised. Now why Mickey was surprised? Let's find out the answer for that. Really, he said, you do not eat well at all. So Mickey was not happy with the dinner which was served. He was not finding it tasty. So he said, this is what you eat, you are not eating well. You should see how I live. Now he was saying that you should come and stay with me and see how I live, what I eat. I have all sorts of fine things to eat every day. So he was saying that I have a sorts of, children. Sorts means types of, kinds of. I have so many types of things to eat, very fine things. You must come to visit me. So now Mickey was inviting Misty to come and stay with him in the city. It is really very nice to live in the city. So he was describing his life in the city, and he was saying that it is very good life in the city. Little Misty did just that. A few weeks later, he went to the city to visit his friend. So after a few weeks, he went to Mickey to stay with him. Mickey took Misty to a cupboard. It was in the kitchen of the house where he lived. There was a kitchen in the house where Mickey was living, and there was one cupboard. So he took Misty near that cupboard. They climbed onto the lowest shelf. So they climbed to the lowest bottom shelf. Climbed onto means on the lowest shelf. There behind some stone jars. So there in the cupboard behind some stone jars stood a big bag of brown sugar. So one big bag of brown sugar was lying there. Little Mickey gnawed a hole in the bag. So gnawed means to make a hole or to pierce a hole in the bag. So Mickey gnawed a hole in the bag. Then he invited his friend to have some sugar. So he invited Misty to let's have sugar from that bag. The two little mice nibbled and nibbled. Nibbled means to have something in small bites. So they both were nibbling the sugar by having small bites. Misty thought it was the most delicious thing he had ever eaten. So Misty was finding it very tasty. It was delicious means tasty. So they were finding it very tasty. How lucky Mickey is, he thought as he ate. So now Misty was thinking that Mickey is very lucky to have such delicious things every day. Suddenly the door opened with a bang. So when they were enjoying that sugar, suddenly somebody entered and opened the door with a bang. Bang means with a noise. The cook, Mary, wanted to get some flour. So there was one cook working in that house. Her name was Mary, and she entered the kitchen to have some flour. Flour means powder of wheat with which you make chapatis. Section 2, run, whispered Mickey. So they were afraid, they were scared of Mary, and Mickey whispered that just run. They ran as fast as they could. They were running very fast. They rushed into the little hole from where they had come in. So they entered the kitchen not through the door, in fact through a small hole. And they were running back in that hole. Poor Misty was shaking all over. Shaking all over means Misty was a bit scared of Mary. However, Mickey said, that's nothing. She will soon go away, then we can go back. Now, Mickey was explaining Misty that don't worry, it's okay. Now, Mary will go out again, then we'll go again for eating. After the cook had gone away and shut the door, they stole softly back. So when Mary went out, they again went to the same place. This time Mickey had something new to show Misty. Now Mickey was having something else, some other things to show. He took Misty into a corner on the top shelf. So there was in that cupboard there was a top shelf also. So Mickey took Misty over there in the corner of the top shelf. A big jar of raisins stood there open. Raisins means dried grapes. Okay, kishmish. So there was a jar of raisins. After much tugging and pulling, they got a large raisin out of the jar onto the shelf and began to nibble at it. Tugging and pulling means they were trying hard to take out raisin from the jar. They were moving up and down the jar. So finally they were successful in taking out one large raisin. They kept it on the shelf and they started nibbling at it. This was even better than the brown sugar, and they found that this is more tastier than that brown sugar. Misty liked the taste so much that he ate it as fast as he could. So Misty liked the taste and he was eating very quickly. All at once, they heard a scratching at the door and a sharp, loud meow. Okay, at once when they were enjoying that, at once somebody there was a scratching. Scratching means when you scratch something with your nails or something. So there was a scratching at the door and there was a loud noise called, that was meow. Okay, so children, go through this. We'll continue the chapter in the next video. Thank you.